I'm just about to go out for a run. So tell me, how would I use XOJO for my run?
Okay, so let's take a look here. An important thing to understand is that we're actually going to be getting protein during exercise. Okay, so we're going to recognize that our body is going to be receiving those important amino acids, those essential amino acids, while they're being stressed. We often say that XOJO is kind of like infusing your muscles with stainless steel. Now, we're not actually infusing your muscles with stainless steel, but what we are doing is we're giving your muscles essentially those amino acids at the time that they need them. So exercise is stress on those muscles. Okay, it's kind of like taking a hammer and banging on those muscles, and XOJO is like inserting a thin sheet of stainless steel between your muscles and that hammer, so it's able to absorb that stress and be able to recover faster. So that's why protein during exercise is so important. So if you take a look here on the side of the bottle, okay, there's something that's actually very important here. It's your dosing. So XOJO is entirely new in the sense that we're actually giving you instructions on dosing. We're not giving you a certain amount of powder to put in a broad range of liquid and then you figure out how you're supposed to use it and then figure out what dosing works best for you. We understand that there will be a little bit of play, but we've provided the dosing here for you. You can see that the bottle is divided into 1 parts, 2 parts, 3 parts, and 4 parts. There's 16 ounces in a bottle, which means that for each part you're getting 4 ounces. You should be taking 4 ounces of XOJO for every 15 to 20 minutes of rigorous and strenuous physical exercise. So an entire bottle is an hour workout. So as you go out for a run, you've got that time. Now, if, say, for example, you only go out and run for 30 minutes, you'd only drink that much, and then when you get back, you can finish off the rest of the bottle as your recovery. We often say that it's a good idea to begin your workout by priming a little bit. You'll hear some of the elite athletes who are using XOJO will begin about 15 to 20 minutes just beginning to sip on XOJO. And it's kind of like priming the pump. You're beginning to prime your body and getting it ready to receive the rest of the nutrients during exercise. So it's important that you pay attention to this. If you're using the powdered version has 1 scoop equals 4 ounces. So it's very easy. 1 scoop is 1 dose. So it's all about dosing and finding out what works best for you. Now, some individuals may sweat more than others, and so they may need a little bit more than others, and some maybe not quite as much. But roughly, these are great guidelines as far as dosing, that you're taking a unit of product per a unit of time. Now, why that's so important is that XOJO has been formulated in a way that they're giving the maximum amount of carbs and protein that your body can utilize over that 15 to 20 minute period of time. Anything more than that, your body isn't going to utilize appropriately, and it's giving you the appropriate hydration and those key electrolytes. So all of that's coming together to enhance muscle performance and aerobic endurance. Now, this is something that I want to emphasize here. There are some benefits to taking protein during exercise. We've talked about the improved recovery. Obviously, you're going to recover better. It's that infusing your muscles with stainless steel as our example. But also, we have data that shows that it improves aerobic endurance. And the scientific community is coming to understand that as well. That carbohydrates plus protein in the right amounts during exercise actually improves aerobic endurance. So your time to exhaustion, a measure that determines, okay, I reached a point of exhaustion, you want that to be as long a time as possible. You don't want to exhaust. With XOJO, you don't exhaust as quickly. So you're able to have legs longer. You can push further. You're going to have the best workout that you've ever had, and you're going to recover better afterwards. So that aerobic endurance is absolutely critical. There was a study that was done where they looked at the effects of XOJO compared to a placebo, which was basically water that was flavored to look and taste like XOJO, and then just a carbohydrate-only product, similar to your Gatorade or your Powerade products. And what we did is we looked at in an independent way, and it was a double-blind study, so the people didn't know what they were getting. The people who were administering the study didn't know what it was. It was a completely blinded study. We looked at, okay, what is the actual benefit of taking XOJO and that time to exhaustion, controlling for VO2 max, and really being serious in a white coat way about XOJO and its benefits. We're able to see that with the placebo, they exhausted in about 11 to 12 minutes. Okay, that's just with water. With the carbohydrate only, which is your typical sports drink, they were able to push that out to about 19 minutes. That's significant. There's a benefit. But with XOJO, that jumps up to almost 27 minutes as a time to exhaustion. So getting protein during exercise is critical to increase muscle performance and aerobic endurance as well. But that's a very white coat laboratory study. you're going to go out, you're going to use it in a real world situation. And we've had hundreds of testimonials talking about the importance of XOJO actually in a real world setting, which is actually some of the most gratifying data that we receive back, that it's not only good in a very controlled environment, but in a real world setting, XOJO during exercise makes a huge difference, and dosing is the critical factor.
So one more question, are there other protein products out there that can be consumed during exercise? Because typically the products I've seen really can't, they make you sick.
Exactly. If they're giving you a high enough dose of protein to really be of benefit to you, they are restricting their use to before exercise and after exercise. Basically, you're binging, hoping that you've got the right amount of protein during exercise because you binged amount before and you've binged afterwards to kind of clean up the mess that was resulting. This delivers it at a continual, optimal level throughout the exercise period so that you don't have to binge before and after exercise. There are certainly other products out there that will claim that you can take their proteins during exercise, but typically those proteins are a lower quality and the quantity is not sufficient to be able to actually see a beneficial muscle impact.
Wonderful. So with XOJO, there's optimal muscle performance and optimal aerobic performance, and it is the product on the market that has the most protein that you can consume during exercise. So it really is the optimal thing to use
Absolutely.
while I'm running.
Absolutely, and dosing is critical.